So today we're going to rank every red zone fight from easiest to toughest. The bottom being easiest, I have crafty, I have moderate, I have challenge, and I have tough. Let's go ahead and start out with the first boss on this list, that being Lud. I think that Lud is a easy fight, but it's like Lud is able to be killed very easily before he touches you. He could arguably be put in crafty because inside this STR phase, this guy is stacking his attack. Each time he attacks, it really hurts, and he could catch you off guard for that first attempt. But after that first attempt, Lud is pretty much a dead man. So Lud is easy. Moving over to the next fight would have to be Android 13. I would argue that Android 13 is a moderate fight. 13 could be annoying, right? He could be annoying. I think 13 is a moderate fight based off of that fact of him being able to cancel dodge and being able to get you up out of here very easily, whether you're type disadvantage or not. Moving over to the next fight would have to be Meta Rildo. I think that Meta Rildo is, I think he's also a moderate fight. But the thing is with Meta Rildo is that he's in the same boat as 13 is, but the thing is with Rildo is that he does lock rotations. And locking rotations is one of the most annoying mechanics a boss can do. So him being able to lock rotations and defensive debuff you is super goddamn annoying, especially since he can dodge too. It's just a 7% chance. But hey, that one big attack that you're throwing at Meta Rildo could be dodged. So he can dodge you, he can defensive debuff you, he can hit quite hard on super, and he can lock your rotations. And locking is a very powerful mechanic. Redzone Cooler. This is the Redzone Cooler from the movie bosses. So I think this fight is, in my opinion, let me go back on over to him. What is he doing? So he has the countdown KO thing, right? So I think that this fight is, I think he's easy. I think this is an easy fight. It's like, sure, he could hit kind of hard inside his second phase. Once you get to his third phase, it's like you kill him way before he can do his KO attack. It's like, I don't even want to put him in crafty because there's nothing really crafty about this fight. It's like for the sense where 13 and Meta Rildo are actually doing things like Meta Rildo, locking, defensive debuffing, dodging. And then you have 13 over here, canceling dodge, which is actually quite important for the LR Gods, which is a unit that you would go ahead and run this unit up against them to go ahead and kill 13, but 13 can technically still kill them. But in the case for Cooler, it's like, you're killing Cooler before his countdown. It's happening, right? So, Legic, easy fight. Meta Cooler Core, tough fight. That's 3 whole turns of defending against a boss that can double super you in all 3 of those turns. The Metal Cooler Core, of course, they can have their attack lowered, they can have their defense lowered, but them being able to lower defense on super and be able to double super within those 3 turns is super annoying. I have found that even when you do go ahead and get to the Metal Cooler Core, of course, he's just like, he seals you. And the funny thing about him is that him having that 60% chance to seal, him having that 60% chance to seal, he can seal your damage dealing unit that you're trying to go ahead and get the fight done with anyways, and it can really hinder you from getting this fight done fast. He can just keep chipping at your HP until you're just dead. So it's like this fight it's tough because you have to go ahead and get past the Meta Cooler Army, which is the 3 whole turns, and then you get into the Meta Cooler Core. By the time you get there, you have to be prepped and ready to go, and he's able to seal you. Moving over to the next fight, I think Bojack is a tough fight. Bojack doesn't care about your feelings, guys. 1, you got to get past the minions, and the minions hit quite hard. 2, you got to get past Bojack, and the second phase is just super annoying. And then you go ahead and get to his third phase. I feel like every single part of Bojack's fight is tough because his minions can kill you outright. Like, they can kill you before you even get the chance to breathe and stack up. It's like these minions. I feel like the big thing is the minions and the end of the fight, because Bojack hits so hard on both normals and his super attack that it's mind-boggling. And you consider what he's doing. He locks rotations, he changes orbs, he seals, like what? And he dodges attacks. Lord Slug. I don't remember much of what Lord Slug does. Let me go ahead and see. Yeah, Lord Slug's not that hard. He's just a HP recovering boss. Yeah, nah. Lord Slug isn't too hard. Yeah. So now we have the Shadow Dragons stage for GT bosses. I'm feeling like this is like a moderate stage. It's like it really depends on what type of units you have for the stage. It's like stacking units completely destroy the stage, and guess what? Both these 7 years are stacking units. So you can easily just the stage is butter. Going over to Baby. Baby's like right here. I think Baby is a probably I'm thinking Baby's a tougher fight than the Shadow Dragons. Baby could stun you. It's like his normals hit so goddamn hard from his. It's like once you get past like the first stage of Baby and get to the second phase, I feel like he can. He's tough. Wow, I think Baby's harder than the Shadow Dragons. So Red Zone, Wicked Bloodline stage, cooler. Now this fight is definitely a tough fight. I think this fight is probably tougher than Bojack. This cooler is no joke. Let's. This cooler, that first turn, you better burn that item. You don't burn the item, you're dead. What's that? That's the Red Zone Red Ribbon Army for the first stage. I'm thinking the stage is not that difficult, but it could be a little crafty. Because Staff Officer Black could kill you, but you can damage blitz this stage. I'm thinking this is a crafty stage. Because technically, you could die very easily in this stage. This is a crafty stage. I think Super 17 is a challenge. I think Super 17 is harder than Baby. Super 17 is it's like a worse version of Cooler's fight in terms of difficulty. 16, 17, and 18 Red Zone stage. Now, I do think that this is slightly harder than Super 17's Red Zone stage, because of the fact that they're able to do so many goddamn debuffs. Because I'm pretty sure, what's that? Android 18 could seal, and Android 17 could defensive debuff. Am I the only one that feels like 16 supers every turn from doing the stage? This is a super annoying stage, because I feel like 16 is just super to me every damn phase. Mecha Frieza and King Cold, I feel like this fight can be very easily cheesed. If you're able to kill off King Cold quick enough and then just have Mecha Frieza left, this fight could be very easily cheesed. I'll probably move up to moderate because this fight could be a little annoying. I'm thinking Frieza is probably tougher than Bojack. So Red Zone Cell. I didn't have too many issues with this fight, but I feel like people who I've seen do this fight live have had a little bit of issues like with this cell right over here. This AGL cell over here can be very, very annoying between his HP recovering, his double supering. This AGL cell can be a big menace. And then this physical cell right over here can be killed very quickly. But the thing is that for those first couple of turns before you kill him very quickly, he has that very powerful super attack. Red Zone Cell is definitely a challenge. I don't think he's up there in tough, but I think he's definitely a challenge. He's up here for sure. Because the thing is that he does have a couple of gimmicks to his fight when it comes to those really hard-hitting super attacks. Because, yeah, it's that third phase of his fight. This right here. This right here can really get you touched. And that second phase, too. Provided you're not stacked up enough, you can get hurt real bad inside that second and third phase. Yeah, it's like from the second to the fifth phase. Like, inside the fifth phase, oh, forget it. Like, that super attack does stupid damage. Red Zone Broly, I think he's the toughest fight in the game. The AoE phase, forcing you to pop items. The second phase, being able to kill you outright. The last phase, being able to double super you and catch you off guard completely. I think Red Zone Broly is still a tough fight, and probably the toughest fight in the game. 19 and Jiro phase, I think this is a challenging stage. The thing was with the 19 and Jiro phase is that they are a way tougher version than the 17 stage. Because if you guys take a look at the Red Ribbon Army Red Zone stage, it's like the 19 and Jiro stage is essentially the same thing as the Super 17 stage. Like, if you take a look at it, look, it's like same typings and same everything. Everything about Janeba's fight is a challenge. So the Gamma's tough. I think the main reason is because this is where like if you were to bring extreme class characters, they would get completely fucking folded up. Guess what? The Red Zone Gammas hit stupid hard, like stupidly hard. This fight, this is the toughest super class fight in the game. Red Zone Cell Max is tough. Red Zone Cell Max could be tough, provided your box is not that good looking. I don't know. Red Zone Cell Max is not that hard. I found that it's not really that hard. Let me take a look at what Red Zone Cell Max does. He can triple super attack. That's really about it. Yeah, he's basically like Hellas from the God event, where he's able to change his typings each turn. Yeah, no, Redzone Cell Max. He's not that tough in my opinion. Could he be up there at the bottom of tough? Sure, but Redzone Cell Max, I don't think he's that tough of a fight because his super attacks don't hit that hard, and provided you're able to stack up to a substantial amount, it's too easy to cheese this fight. It's way too easy. Sure, it could be a little bit annoying through the earlier parts of the fight, and if you have no items and you're trying to do like a challenge run, sure, but guess what? Not everyone does those, so this is a easy fight. Redzone Metal Cooler is a tough fight. And the reason being is I'm pretty sure he has HP regeneration. Yeah, that HP regeneration as well as his super attacks hitting so... It's like the bosses and then like his first phase of his fight too. It's like, of course, it can be attack debuff and stuff, right? But these Cyclopean guards, if I said the name correctly, it's like these guys... It's like, this fight... I don't even know what to say about this fight. This fight's tough. This fight's tough, as well as Metal Cooler recovers HP and hitting stupidly hard. It's like you damage blitz these Cyclopean guards. Guess what? Cooler's gonna smoke you for that. It's like you get punished for not building up inside the first phase of this fight, which is why I think that it's behind the Gammas in terms of toughness. And Omega, I'm thinking Omega's in challenge because it's because Omega's too easy to cheese. He's just like Redzone Cell Max. He's just too easy to cheese. You get to that countdown phase, you can damage blitz him. And you can counter his super attack. You can dodge his super attack. Now, what if he canceled dodging? He'd be a tougher fight, maybe. Technically, he would still be able to be damage blitz, right? He would be able to be damage blitz still, but yeah, I mean, I think that's it. That's really it, to be honest, guys. I think that this is my tier list. Yeah, I like it. I do like it. I think the only weird thing on this tier list I do want to point out is this red zone cool, like the third stage of it. But like this red zone movie boss is cooler. It's like he's piss easy. He's dirt. It's like, yeah, I feel like easy makes sense. Crafty makes sense. You could argue that some of these bosses could be moved down and moved up, but I mean, hey, that's my list. But yeah, I appreciate you guys watching. You guys the best. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.